Hello everyone, I'm Adam and welcome back to my channel. I'm really happy to see you here again. In today's video, we are going to explore an important and complex topic in modern history, the creation of the State of Israel, the historical conflicts in the region, and the reasons behind the tensions and wars between Israel and some neighboring countries. This video is designed in simple and clear English, so while you learn about this important historical topic, you will also improve your English listening and vocabulary at the same time. So, it's not only a history lesson, but also a great opportunity to practice English in a meaningful way. If you want to understand how this conflict started, how it developed over time, and why it is still discussed around the world today, make sure you watch this video until the end. But before we begin, I have a small friendly request. Please like this video and share your opinion in the comments. I would love to know what you think about this historical conflict. And if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our future videos about learning English world history and interesting global topics. Alright, let's begin. Part 1. Historical background of the conflict. The conflict between Israel and the Palestinian people is one of the most discussed and complicated conflicts in modern history. Many people around the world hear about it in the news, but they do not always understand how it started or why it continues today. To understand this conflict, we need to go back more than 100 years. Before the 20th century, the land where Israel and the Palestinian territories are located today was part of a large empire called the Ottoman Empire. This empire ruled the region for hundreds of years. During that time, different groups of people lived together in this land. Most of the population were Arabs, including Muslims and Christians, but there were also Jewish communities living there. After World War I ended in 1918, the Ottoman Empire collapsed. The control of the region was then given to Britain. This period is called the British Mandate of Palestine. During this time, an important political movement called Zionism became stronger. Zionism was a movement that supported the idea of creating a national homeland for Jewish people in the land of Palestine. Many Jewish people believed that this land was their historical and religious homeland. Because of this idea, many Jewish immigrants began moving to Palestine from Europe and other parts of the world. At the same time, the Arab population living in the area also believed that the land belonged to them because their families had lived there for generations. As the Jewish population increased, tensions between Jewish communities and Arab communities began to grow. Both groups wanted political control and national independence in the same land. In 1947, the United Nations proposed a plan to divide the land into two separate states. One state would be Jewish, and the other would be Arab. The city of Jerusalem would be under international control. Jewish leaders accepted this plan because it allowed the creation of a Jewish state. However, many Arab leaders rejected the plan because they believed it was unfair and gave too much land to the Jewish population. In 1948, Jewish leaders declared the creation of the State of Israel. Soon after that declaration, several Arab countries attacked Israel. This event started the first major war in the larger Arab-Israeli conflict. During the war, many Palestinians left their homes or were forced to leave their villages. Palestinians refer to this event as the Nakba, which means catastrophe. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians became refugees and moved to nearby countries such as Jordan, Lebanon, and Syria. After the war ended, Israel controlled more land than what had originally been proposed in the United Nations plan. The West Bank came under the control of Jordan, and the Gaza Strip came under the control of Egypt. These events created deep anger, fear, and mistrust between the two sides. Many Palestinians wanted to return to their homes, while Israel focused on building and protecting its new state. These early historical events created the foundation of the conflict that continues today. Part 2. Land, territory, and political control. Another major cause of the conflict between Israelis and Palestinians is the issue of land and political control. Two of the most important territories in this conflict are the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. These territories are home to millions of Palestinians. Many Palestinians want these areas to become part of an independent Palestinian state. However, the situation changed dramatically in 1967 during the Six-Day War. During this war, Israel fought against several Arab countries, including Egypt, Jordan, and Syria. In just 6 days, Israel gained control of several territories, including the West Bank, Gaza Strip, East Jerusalem, the Sinai Peninsula, and the Golan Heights. Over time, Israeli settlements began to appear in parts of the West Bank. These settlements are communities where Israeli citizens live. Israel argues that these settlements are important for historical and security reasons. However, Palestinians and many international organizations believe that these settlements are illegal under international law and make it harder to create a Palestinian state. Today, the West Bank is divided into different administrative areas, with varying levels of Palestinian and Israeli control. The situation in Gaza is also complex. In 2005, Israel removed its settlements and military presence from Gaza. However, Israel still controls many of the borders, airspace, and sea access. Gaza is currently governed by the political and militant group Hamas. Because of repeated conflicts and security concerns, strict restrictions exist on movement and trade in Gaza. These restrictions have created serious economic and humanitarian challenges for the people living there. At the same time, Israel argues that these restrictions are necessary to prevent weapons from entering Gaza and to protect Israeli citizens. Because both sides have strong claims and concerns, the question of land and political control remains one of the central issues of the conflict. Part 3. Security, violence, and political struggles. Security is another key reason why the conflict continues. Over the years, there have been many periods of violence between Israelis and Palestinians. Some Palestinian groups, including Hamas, have carried out rocket attacks and other armed actions against Israeli cities and communities. Israel says these attacks threaten the safety of its citizens, and therefore it must respond with military actions to defend itself. On the other hand, Palestinians argue that they live under military occupation and face many restrictions in their daily lives. In parts of the West Bank, there are checkpoints that control movement between different areas. Palestinians often need special permits to travel, work, or visit other cities. Supporters of Israel say these security measures are necessary to prevent attacks. Critics argue that these policies limit freedom and create economic and social difficulties for Palestinians. Because of these different perspectives, the conflict often continues in cycles. Sometimes tensions rise because of political events, religious sites, or military actions. Violence can lead to retaliation, and retaliation can lead to retaliation, and retaliation can lead to more violence. Unfortunately, civilians on both sides have suffered greatly during these conflicts. Many international organizations, including the United Nations, have called for peace negotiations and protection for civilians. Despite many attempts to reach a lasting agreement, political divisions and mistrust have made it very difficult to achieve a permanent peace. Part 4. Possible solutions in the future. Even though the conflict has lasted for many decades, many people still hope that peace can be achieved. One of the most commonly discussed ideas is the two-state solution. In this proposal, two independent countries would exist, Israel and a Palestinian state. Supporters of this idea believe that both peoples deserve their own national homeland and political independence. However, there are several difficult questions that must be answered before such a solution can work. One important issue is borders. Both sides must agree on where the borders of the two states will be. Fund. Another important issue is the future of Jerusalem. The city is extremely important to Jews, Muslims, and Christians. Both Israelis and Palestinians claim Jerusalem as their capital. There is also the question of Israeli settlements in the West Bank. Some proposals suggest that certain settlements could remain part of Israel, while others might be removed. Another major issue involves Palestinian refugees. Millions of Palestinians and their descendants still live outside the territories where their families once lived. Some Palestinians want the right to return to their original homes. Israel worries that a large return could change the country's population balance and create new tensions. Because of these complicated issues, peace negotiations have often been difficult. However, many individuals, organizations, and communities continue to work toward dialogue, understanding, and cooperation. Education, communication, and diplomacy are often seen as important tools for building peace. History shows that even long conflicts can eventually find solutions when leaders and communities decide to pursue peaceful negotiations instead of violence. For this reason, many people around the world continue to hope for a future where Israelis and Palestinians can live in peace, security, and mutual respect. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end. I truly hope this video helped you not only improve your English listening and vocabulary, but also learn more about the history and the reasons behind this important global conflict. If you found this video helpful and interesting, please take a moment to like the video. Your like really helps this content reach more people who want to learn English and understand world history. I would also love to hear from you. Write your thoughts in the comments. What part of this history surprised you the most? And what topic would you like me to explain in the next video? Ideal in a take would you like me to explain in the next video? If you think this video can help others, share it with your friends who are learning English or who are interested in global history. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our future videos about learning English through interesting topics, world events, and educational podcasts. World events and educational podcasts. Your support helps this channel grow and allows me to create more useful videos for you. Thank you again for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.